So
Can you let me know when he starts?
well, they've played like a million rounds of warm-up. At least all of ESC is on the server, like actually trying to take shots. So I'm pretty sure they'll go live quickly.
Isahara's about to beat Moscow 5.
Wow.
Okay, we are on the air. So, what match are we going to be casting first? Thorin?
Natas Vincere versus ESC on Inferno in the upper bracket semi-final.
So, the winner of this match is going to go on to face who?
The winner of SK and Fnatic on Nuke.
And we're going to shoutcast that game next, right?
Indeed. But isn't that tomorrow?
No, I mean
the other semi-final, sure.
In fact,
actually, before this starts, we should really do like our thoughts on these two teams on this map.
Okay.
What do you think, Xanthus? Do you think ESC has a chance of beating Navi on Inferno? And don't just say yes if you want to like make the stream interesting. Like, be honest.
I think like the last time that sorry, my mic is kind of weird right now, but the last time ESC played Navi, they played them on Nuke and they won pretty easily. But Nuke is obviously Navi's worst map. But I think with Kerrigan ringing, I think one of his best maps is Inferno. But they're gonna have the pug advantage, and I think that might actually work in their favor for when they play Navi, because Zeus is notoriously good at anti-striding people. So Inferno, Kerrigan's good at Inferno. He's really bad at like T-side train and stuff. So I think this is a good map for them if they're gonna beat Navi on it.
Okay, so considering Taki has always been kind of like a role player for ESC, and that's who Kerrigan's replacing, do you think ESC has like significantly more skill now in this pug?
You heard me.
Well, either one of you.
Let Xanthus answer first, and I'll say.
I think Kerrigan's got like he's a really good CT-sided player. He just posts up, and if you come in his crosshair, you're gonna die. But I think he'll improve their CT sides. But as he stands, I don't think he's really a role player. So if they needed Taki to do important roles like throwing flashes and stuff, I don't think that's necessarily his strong suit. So they might either rely on pugging the T side and just kind of letting Kerrigan do whatever he wants, which I think would suit them a lot better, because I don't think they're gonna utilize Kerrigan properly if they just make him throw flashes and do that kind of stuff.
What was the question again?
How do you think, like, okay, so ESC doesn't have Taki playing, Kerrigan's a ringer, and Taki's like a role player on their team, while Kerrigan's like,
I don't think
like
Taki's actually very good. I think he's very overrated.
Okay,
like, I think it's the fact that he came as part of a combo deal with Kali is basically the only reason he's on that team.
Okay,
like, he's always the player where whenever they make a Norwegian lineup, I always think like they just throw him in there as like the fourth player.
Yeah, so do you think this actually has made him a lot better, significantly better, skill-wise?
Thing is, skill-wise, doesn't really translate against Navi, so I think it does make them better in theory. But I actually thought one of the things that made ESC good in the past, except for ICSC, was the fact that they actually seemed like they had a good flow. Like, the chemistry seemed to have gotten pretty good. And for everyone saying they complain about Modi, etc., it seemed like they all actually got along pretty well with him. And then plus, to be fair, I still think like skill-wise, ESC isn't as good as Navi like on any level, because I don't think Pronax is that good, to be fair. And I think Barbar's pretty shaky. Anyway, the pistol round's live.
Kerrigan's also notorious for opping, so they can have two ops on this map.
Kerrigan versus like Starix or Markelov is not really even a comparison in opping.
No, I know, but on Inferno, Markelov doesn't op on T.
Okay, aggressive push up at the Tixo spot on the stairs by the two of the ESC players, so they're going to be able to quickly flank here. And Kali's moved all the way along with the other guy to the house, and they're going to go right down the T-ramp side. Modi has a nade primed at the top of Banana, he throws it. Pronax is already in position. This is a pretty good lock-off, actually, because they know they're going to have to come B. Smoke's come in. Kerrigan rushing behind now. Now him and okay, so 3 guys going banana, no one dead from ESC yet. They put the flashes over. This looks like it's going to be pretty standard actually. Yep, 0 guys die from ESC.
Flawless round.
What did you think of that? Are you there, Lopez?
I'm just connecting to Agile TV now. I'll
okay,
be
what
staying
did you
on
think,
the Isahara
Sampras?
game.
I thought that was basically a perfect play by ESC. They knew they were going B from their flanks and set up perfectly. Madi got 1 kill from the backhaul, and instead of being a hero, he just fell back and made sure they couldn't push up and play aggressive on the backhaul. Let his teammates flank, and they just flash retook. And basically, when they did that, Madi ran in and just they had no chance after that.
Did not get bombed down?
No, yeah, they did. That's just because they were allowed to take the site over
they got no
because
kills,
they were
so
totally
can't drop
flanked.
AK.
Okay. Isahara beat Moscow 5, by the way.
Okay.
So
The thing with
Moscow 5
Navi on
plays
this
its top
map,
12.
when they're on terrorist side, is first of all, I think B is the only site where they're really good at like freelancing and getting in. And then when they go A, they basically have one strat that seems to work, which is where it's one they've done like 1,000,000 times at every tournament, where they basically just like usually Senya and Edward go like up through the carpeted area, and then the rest just like walk up middle, and usually like Markelov comes out of the house, and they just try and walk around, and they don't use a flash, or if they use a flash, they use like just one in front of the balcony. And so if you see that strategy, the big problem that Navi have on T sides is when they do that strategy and it works, then they can alternate between the B site and the A site. But when that A strategy fails, they actually can get really bad, and if they get stubborn going to A, they can lose tons and tons of rounds. And then the CTs just kind of go nuts on them, because when you win rounds in the A site, you kind of feel more free to like take better positions each time.
Another thing with that too is, like we've said a billion times in these matches now, is it's a CRT tournament. So CT sides will be easier than usual.
Although I do think it favours Navi to play their T side first, because they can be really good on CT side on this map, and they can get a really, really good flow going where like everyone's moving in sync. So I think it's much better for them to have the pressure on them on CT side. And I actually think it'll even make for a better game, because that way if ESC can run up a nice big score, then we're going to have like some tension going into the second half.
Yep. And this is now a bye round for Navi. Markelov's been needed down to 50 health, everybody else pretty much at 100.
Alright, let's see if they go to their default here.
Yeah, so Kerrigan's playing his right mid spot where he plays on Mouse and his old team, so he's right at home on this map at least so far.
See, Zeus is like, as usual, always down the bottom of that banana. I've always thought that was one of the things he did very well as a strat caller as well. He doesn't have to be with the team by always going to this position no matter what strategy they run. He like always makes it so that the CTs can never just gamble and push all the way down. They have to at least like go slowly, use nades, like try and ascertain if there's more than one guy from Navi there.
Okay, looks like Navi's up to hit B in just a
They
couple
do have
seconds.
2 there.
Yeah, Madi's there with Barbar. We'll see what happens.
Oh, Muddy
Muddy-
throws a
Muddy
flash into the
just
face of
blinded
himself
himself.
and his teammate.
That could actually decide the
Luckily they've
round.
had enough time though. Now Carrigan's already rotating, he's going to put a flash right down the middle. Creeping back halls.
Pronax
Calais
is
is
really
on
late.
CT spawn.
Stark is in a really good
Pronax
spot to
is
kill
really, really
Pronax and
late.
Banana. They should probably just save their guns now. And Pronax just whiffs really bad on the Banana guy. Had a free kill there, but missed entirely.
By the way, now that ESC are going to save, speaking of Pronax, do you not feel like he is one of these players who has absolutely... The best way to say it would be, he's gotten a lot of really unfair praise, I think. I mean, I don't have anything against him, but just as a player, it seems like from ESC's success, people are now automatically assuming he's like some super duper strat caller / in-game leader. Have you noticed this on like forum comments?
Yeah, I think the most obvious thing about that is, we remember HUK around like last summer, where they like...
And he was like the worst player.
No, but like, he was on that team, and like they got like a couple wins here and there, but they never really did anything. They replaced him with Threat, who like he doesn't have that much individual skill, but he's obviously a good strat caller, and they instantly became a lot better.
And plus, I think in both of those cases of the teams he was on, the wins tended to come by like 1 or 2 players, having like stellar periods in their career individually where they were having like game after the game that was good.
And those basically exist when he was just starting to break through a little bit.
And he basically just sort of rode their coattails. And it's not even that he's a bad player. It's just that he's a player who doesn't really do anything, you know. And it's not. And so if you're like that and you're the strat caller, unless you're having some incredible impact on the strats, then I think people shouldn't really waste time talking about those guys. Because if every team had an amazing strat caller, the game just simply wouldn't play out the way it does. Like, most teams don't have a good strat caller. They just have someone who has to be the strat caller, you know.
Yeah, and Barbar just took out Zeus. Navi looks to be running the same strat they did last round, heading towards the B side. Barbar's still all alone in B, but Madi's starting to rotate closer. See what happens here. Navi's getting ready to execute. And here comes smokes and the flashes. Madi's completely blind, still in spawn.
And Barbar just not even peeking, stood behind Tribox.
Madi gets a kill.
Leg shots the guy with the bomb. Gets killed by the other guy though, but Muddy gets the
with
kills.
3 kills now. He's posted up for the last
Edward
guy
only
here.
has 9 health. And wow, he manages to finally get that last kill, but gets taken out anyway.
Yeah, if Madi actually just stayed there and tried to get a kill instead of playing it smart and tried to stay alive, he would have actually killed Edward. Of course, there was no way for him to know Edward was that low.
The thing is, the reason I think it works so well for Na'Vi when they do go to the B site is because that site's notorious for you being able to overcome numbers disadvantages, and Na'Vi have quite a few players who are really tricky range with like Galil or AK in like 1v2 or like 2v3s or even 2v4 scenarios.
And this is a pretty big round for Na'Vi money-wise, because if they lose this round without getting a bomb down, they're basically going to be forced to save. And even this is a pretty weak buy for them, as you can see. They have a couple AKs, 1 Deagle, and
1 Galil.
I believe 2 Galils. No, actually 3 AKs, 1 Galil, 1 Deagle.
This is an example of how funny some teams are about not even caring about communicating the weapons. Like, if I was Na'Vi, for sure I wouldn't be having Edward using the Galil.
Yeah. It's also a thing though, where in a team, like, you don't always want to be like, okay, you drop this guy a gun, because it'll make it weird for the team. But okay, Navi's gonna enter the B site right now. And there's only one player there, Barbar. He misses the shot and gets shot down to 30 health.
Already rotating already.
And Navi has now already taken over the B site, so this is actually not looking good for ESC.
And Carrigan still seems to think this could have been someone middle/A.
Madi with the kill on Edward. Dies on Markelov. Stark's holding the banana flank. We'll see what happens there. Takes out Carrigan easily.
I'm not sure why they're going over still.
It's like an impossible round for ESC at this
Like,
point.
it seems like at the second that guy died, they should have like decided like, that's it, let's go back.
I don't really know why Starks is peeking that, but I guess that's why. It's gonna double D headshot.
Thing is, Starix is one of those guys as well who's like an irrational confidence guy. Like, he actually seems to genuinely believe like he could be, if not the best player on Na'Vi, like the second best player. Whereas in reality, he's probably like the third best. And that's when he's playing at his absolute peak, you know. But you always do need a guy like that to be your third best player as well, where he believes like he is that good, because then when he has a crazy game, he can have the same impact as like your top player, even if it's less often, you know.
Kale hitting Starks down to 40 health.
Yeah, ESC looks like they don't really have any answers at the moment.
Yeah,
Even though Navi's only won 2 rounds, it looks like it's gonna head to like a big half for Navi.
yeah, the problem is ESC so far has been stacking A with 4 people a lot, and Navi just seems to be pretty set on just exploiting that B site. Last round, Barbar really should have gotten the entry kill on, I believe it was Zeus who went to the site first. Ended up getting like 3 kills total. That looked like an easy shot that he kind of missed. And now Pronex is left in a 1v5 and is waiting for one of the Navi players to see him to put an end to this round.
What is next, I mean?
Next, so they're probably just talking about what they're gonna do next round.
Are you still there, Semphis?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Markelov is an
Are you
off
watching
now.
the game?
Yeah.
Okay, just checking.